大家好，我是 Spark， 我现在 IFX Expo， 然后在我身旁的这位就是 eToro 全球的 CEO Yoni，
谢谢。
所以刚刚好，我们是这个机会来采访他，我们会问他几个关于eToro 的问题，因为平时很少有机会看到他，所以就是他刚好从欧洲那边过来，所以我们趁这个机会采访一下他。My first question to you is, what inspired you to start up this social trading platform, which is eToro?
So I've been a trader and a developer since I was 13. So I love capital markets and I love technology, and I've been doing both since I was very young. I started eToro actually with my brother, who comes from industrial design, and he always used to tell me that when I trade, it looks like I have an accountant hobby. All charts and complex numbers, and with a pink newspaper. And what led us to social trading was the vision of eToro to open the global markets for everyone to trade and invest in a simple and transparent way. And we realized that most people need help, they need assistance, they need to be able to ask other people questions and to see what other people are doing. So the idea of social trading was really, how do we make trading more easy, more simple, more comfortable for more people?
So it's basically like you want to having more people to be able to invest, like make it very simple.
We want to bring more people into the capital markets.
Understand? This eToro, is it a painkiller, which is a problem-solving thing, or is it like a vitamin, which is something that adds value to others?
So I think it's actually both. I mean, the pain itself is that people need to deal with their finance. And right now, we saw a survey that 70% of millennials prefer to go to a dentist rather than to go to their bank, because people don't like traditional financial services.
Okay.
So the pain is dealing with finance is a pain, and you need an easier way to do it. I think that the social part in copy trading, that's a real added value. That's the ability now to actually see what other people are doing and to copy them, which didn't really exist. Right, so traditional portfolio management was reserved really to the rich, and that way, through the sharing economy, we opened it for more people.
This is a painkiller part, or I mean, so it's like when you are saying that
both.
Okay.
The user experience is the painkiller, and the features are the added value.
From what I hear from you, it's like you are saying that like you are making the newbie have a place to like start their investing journey. Yeah. But you see with this social trading, right, what you all are recommending is copy trading. If you don't know how to do trading, you can use copy trade. But you see when they do copy trade, they are actually not learning, you know.
Yeah. So we really believe in education. That's why anybody can open an account and get $100,000 of virtual money and try the platform on demo. I think when you copy someone, you can also learn, because you can observe and see what they're doing, right? So actually the biggest way people learn is by looking at other people, right? That's how we learn how to walk, how we learn how to talk, just by observing other people, right? And then experiencing and experiment. So I think the first thing, the social part, enables you to see what other people are doing in a way that wasn't available until today, and that's a key part of learning.
So what I'm hearing from is that the learning process is from seeing how successful people does it, and so that we learn from there.
Exactly.
This feature is the way to let other people to learn. So that why are other traditional platforms are not doing this? What is the thing that's stopping them from doing this?
So two parts. One is most financial institutions are local, right?
Local, yes.
So if you're a local financial institution in one country, you won't create an interesting network effect, right? Because a big part of eToro is the global aspect of eToro. So you can be based in Asia and copy people in Europe. You can be in Europe and copy someone in Australia.
Yes.
So that global aspect of what we're doing is very difficult for traditional financial institutions. The second part is a key value of eToro is openness, right? Everything is open, everybody can see what everybody's doing, and everybody gets the same price in eToro. If you think about traditional financial institutions, every single person gets a different price.
True.
And there are also a lot around secrecy and privacy. So it's really a core value of traditional finance is secrecy and privacy. So a social network conflicts what they're doing and with the fact that their business model is based on asymmetric pricing for clients. So there's like big barriers for them to actually enter and to compete with us on social networking.
That's 2 points. First is because the network needs to be large enough to show its value. Second is that asymmetry in pricing, which cannot make it very open, and also the security, the privateness, private customer. So eToro actually want to help more people to get into investment, this capital market. What is your advice for new investors? So how can they start their investing journey?
So my advice is to, first of all, learn a lot, look at what other people are doing, start by communicating also with other people, so participate in the discussion, try to really understand what other people are doing and observe what they're doing.
Yeah, so one of the features in eToro is that we actually can comment at their posts. It's like exactly. Facebook, right? So like maybe you can communicate with them through the post.
So they're answering. Our popular investors are very communicative, so you can actually ask people what they're doing. Second part is diversify. So we're a very unique platform because you can invest in stocks, commodities, indices, currencies, and cryptocurrencies. I would generally say to people they should have a diversified portfolio. They can invest in stocks of companies they believe in, right? It's very easy to invest in things like Apple and Facebook and Google and Tencent because these are companies that represent, you know, the big revolution of the internet and information technology. They're here to stay. They should probably be a part of, you know, a good portfolio. Then crypto obviously is a super interesting asset class. So these are potentially like long and hold or long and hodl parts of the portfolio. And then stocks, crypto, and copying. Once you diversify your portfolio between those, then you have a diversified portfolio, a bit less risk, and you could sort of experience eToro for a very long term.
So 2 points. One is keep learning, looking at what other people do, and also like try to communicate with them. So our popular investors are very kind, they will answer you. And second is to have a diverse portfolio. This is also through learning, you see. Sometimes my philosophy is that some people cannot learn too much, you see. I'm good at stocks, but I'm not good at indexes, I'm not good at
So that part you should copy other people. You can search for people who trade indices, look at their performance and copy them.
Yes, so one of the good features of eToro is that we can copy. Because I'm not the professional in indexes. But you see, there are some people who is good in index, so that this helps me diverse my portfolio. Why particularly these two things, stocks and cryptocurrency?
Because I think it's easy to understand them. Like crypto, a user on eToro, a smart user in eToro, can understand crypto as much as Goldman Sachs, right? They don't have more information than he does. Everything is in the internet, everything is available, all of the information is out there. Regarding stocks, I believe that people can invest in companies that they believe in and in products that they use. So we're users of, you know, whether it's Coca-Cola or McDonald's or Google
These
or
are the
Apple
principle
or
of value investing.
Exactly. So principles of value investing in 2019 is look at the companies that you use their products, that you say, I want to keep on using their products, I see my friends using those products, then check the basic things like PE and financials of the companies, all available on eToro, or even the analysts' ratings, and from that see if you can find the right timing to hold those stocks.
So this is the last question. What is the big plan for eToro in the coming years, and how can we involve in it?
We really believe that there's a huge transformation coming to financial services. So the entire financial services is going to move into the blockchain in the next 10, maybe 20 years. So the blockchain for financial services is what internet was for media, right? So there's a very, very big revolution happening to eventually build an open financial system, right? An open global financial system. And we're talking about trillions, $400 trillion of assets that we believe will move to the blockchain.
Okay, when we say about this open, which means it's like less medium, less inter-parties, right?
Yeah, it's less intermediaries, but also less fragmented.
More interconnected.
More interconnected through technology, immediate clearing and settlement, the ability for someone to trade anything from anywhere at any time, 24/7 trading, things like real estate will go on the blockchain. Of course, we see our role as a big part in tokenization of traditional assets on the blockchain. So we believe that all of the financial assets will eventually be tokenized, and that's a big part of our plan in the next 2 years, is to tokenize the assets on eToro, stocks, commodities, indices, currencies, to tokenize them, transform them into digital assets that enable our users to trade those digital assets and potentially move them from one user to another. So think about buying an Apple stock and then giving it to your friend, sending him some Apple stock to his eToro wallet.
This is a very big idea, you know, like to tokenize everything.
Yes.
I understand tokenization, which is like you making this coin as a representative or an identity of I'm owning that asset.
Exactly.
Okay, who is the one to underwrite that and who is the one to like back this thing?
Right, so in our case, we'll do both issuing and underwriting of those. We're also building a platform to actually enable others to issue and to eventually back those coins. So I think there's a very long process. It's still not clear, you know, what's the winning blockchain, how the future will sort of reveal itself to us is still unclear. The end is clear. Everything is going on the blockchain. Which blockchain, how this process is going to happen is still unclear. But we believe that once we tokenize assets and build blockchain as infrastructure in eToro, then we're very, very well positioned to take a big part of this revolution of digitizing finance.
What you want to try to do is tokenize everything, but then you know the goal is everything is going to be tokenized.
Exactly.
But then like how to get to it, there's some hurdle because it's like it involves a lot of regulation. Right.
So again, it's like always innovation. You know, success is never a straight line. Success goes like this. So this is how you find. We experiment. That's part of our DNA of eToro. We're innovators. We like to invent things. We like to experiment. We like to participate in innovation of the entire industry.
You are people with big dream and you want to achieve something. You know when you say about tokenization, it's something like it's quite a big dream, you know?
We started talking about tokenization of assets in 2012. When we wrote Colored Coins white paper with Vitalik. We actually wrote Colored Coins, which was tokenization of assets on top of the Bitcoin protocol. And from that, basically, Vitalik actually built Ethereum. So we were a very long-term believer in tokenization of assets.
In your opinion, like, what is the turning point of like getting this blockchain technology to like
to the masses?
To the masses, it's like internet. It's like internet, you see.
So I think there's two potential inflection points. One is the doomsday scenario. Global financial crisis, people running out of the banks,
people don't like
everything crashing, stock markets crashing, you don't know if your bank is going to open tomorrow, everybody's flocking to Bitcoin to be their own bank because the existing system is collapsing. That's one potential inflection point. The second potential inflection point is the optimistic one. So we have a project called the Good Dollar, which is the Good Dollar. Which is UBI on the blockchain, which is universal basic income. So the concept basically, and there's other projects like this, and I really believe that this has an opportunity to become the killer app of the blockchain. Then the concept of universal basic income
everybody got a basic income.
Is everybody gets some money, right?
Yes.
But when you do it in a government, it's local and it's problematic. But if you think about open universal basic income on the blockchain, right? So think about every person in the world opens a blockchain account, and then every day he goes into his blockchain account and can claim press a button and get free money. Get some free money. So suddenly you can have 100 million or 1 billion people every day opening the account and saying, okay, I want to collect my free money. Because I think one of the big opportunities of the blockchain space is to challenge the fact that governments are printing money. And I think Bitcoin is already doing that. But the challenge is right now, people who don't have bank accounts or don't have money can't buy crypto, right?
Yes.
Because they need money to buy crypto.
Correct.
Right? They need a bank account in order to move money to buy crypto. But what if you were able to distribute crypto to 1 billion people, right?
So my next question will be, how does that free money got value?
For that, you need to go to gooddollar.org and read the position paper. That's a very long explanation. We're thinking about this really as an experiment,
okay.
Right? So I believe eventually we're going to see on the blockchain these wide-scale sort of fair coins, wide-scale distribution of coins. Specifically, we're working with PhD in economics, computer sciences, and financial engineering to show how the value is being generated through basically a network effect and through actual social impact investing. So if you get the rich people, so the 42 richest people in the world have more money than the poorest 3.7 billion people in the world. But those rich people, the 42 richest people in the world, and generally a lot of the rich, they want the world to be a better place. They want to be able to support the world, to improve the world, to donate and to do social impact investing. The concept of the good dollar is to enable people who have to invest in the good dollar, to buy good dollars, and through that they create value which is being distributed to the poorest 50%.
I understand, but because that one is good dollar, good dollar has its value.
Yeah.
But then when you say like you distribute free money, because when you say about this is
so it's like interest rate. The concept of the good dollar is like interest rate. Think about the problem right now is the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, right? Because if you 10% of the richest own 90% of the wealth. So let's say you have 10% interest rate, 9% will go to the richest 10%, and only 1% will go to the 90%. The good dollar, yes. What we did is we just reversed the interest rate. So there's a 10% interest rate or inflation, right? 10% a year of the market cap is being minted every day. That 10% goes to the 50% poorest instead of the rich, right? So the less you have, the more you get, which is based on the theory of justice. It was written like in the 70s by John Rawls. And what he says is, for economy to be fair, the one who has the least should get the most, right? Which is the opposite of how people think about interest rates.
Yes.
So if rich people go in, or even normal people go in and they buy good dollars, right? Then they increase the market cap of the good dollars. And as they increase the market cap of the good dollars, more good dollars are being printed because the 10% a year gets bigger, so suddenly the poor get more coins. And everything is connected to social identity. So there's three parts of the good dollar. It's a blockchain that's connected to an identity. Okay, so people verify their identity. There's a wealth distribution formula, like I suggested now, that those who have the least get the most. And it's decentralized. It's a decentralized autonomous organization.
It's programmed and it's there
forever. It's a program and it's a smart contract. And we develop it, we research it, but it's open source and it's there for everyone. I think, again, the key part, talent. It's around developing more apps. So ICO was one app.
Yes.
Now there's 1,000 teams working on 1,000 other apps. We don't know what apps are going to win, right? Nobody knew selling books would become Amazon, the largest internet company, right?
Yes.
Nobody knew social networking is what's going to transform the internet to what it is today, right? So those apps on top of the blockchain are driven by talent that are thinking about blockchain development right now.
What you are trying to say is that to apply the technology of blockchain, we need people to develop the apps on top of it.
Exactly.
And the person who develop on top of it is the talent. Exactly. So we need talent to grow this market. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Thank you very much for giving us the time. You know, I know you are in a busy schedule. Okay. So thank you very much. We get a lot from you. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. That's all for today. Okay. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
我每个星期五晚上7点都会上传一个关于投资理财的影片。如果你对这样的内容有兴趣的话，欢迎订阅我的频道，然后打开小铃铛。如果你是习惯用 Facebook 的话，记得去 like 我的 page， 然后按 See First， 这样就不会错过我的任何影片。想了解我的八卦的话，也可以去 follow 我的 Instagram。谢谢大家，我们下期见，拜拜。